All right, guys. Once again, we are here with another episode of the Pwncast, episode 6 now. This one is another one that's long overdue. Honestly, he could have been the very first person. He's a dear friend of mine. I had the honor to meet him in Philadelphia. In fact, the one of the Pwnstar Gaming meetups we did in Philadelphia just for the sole reason that we knew he would come because it was within driving distance for him, or train or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe buggy. I think he took a buggy over here. But the man himself that needs no introduction, Amish Hammer. How you doing, man? Thanks for being here.
Great. A little hot right now. It's summer, so getting used to it. It's been storming like crazy recently. So
Yes. Yeah, I just I spent the weekend cutting up a tree that fell over in my backyard from we had a storm here, and it was a dead tree actually. We found out when I cut into it, a bunch of ants had been living in it, and kind of cool is what we did. But
hopefully it didn't destroy anything.
no, we lucked out. We lucked out. But
we just had storms all week, so
that's why.
So I've been.
So Amish, I've always wondered where did you get the name Amish _ Hammer?
Hi. So most of you probably don't even know this, but I have a very, very popular Amish last name. I'm not going to say it, but it's a very popular one. And at the time of making the name, I was just getting an Xbox 360. So I needed a gamer tag, and I was talking to my friends. And before I even made an account, I was already at their house playing Halo 3. We played a lot of Griffball, if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
So we played a lot of that. And they were like, man, you really like Griffball, and you're from an Amish family. I'm not really from an Amish family. But they were like, why don't you just go with Amish Hammer? And I was like, that makes sense. So I might as well go with it. So it's actually from Halo 3, from Griffball, the Gravity Hammer, and a reference from my name.
So Griffball was the one where it was like they were sticky balls, right? Kind of like the sticky grenades.
So Griffball was, I think it was 4v4 or maybe 4v5, but you had the Gravity Hammer and a energy sword, and everyone was going after the Griffball, which is a ball that spawns in the middle, and your goal is to carry that ball over to the other end and touch the wall. So everyone would smack the ground with the hammer and launch you across the map just so you could touch the wall or throw it into the goal. And then it was kind of like Quidditch, if you think of it like that. So it was basically that, but with Halo, and it was so addictive at the time. I kind of miss it.
Dude, Halo's great, and I've been noticing you actually streaming a lot of Halo. I mean, you streamed Halo 1 a long time ago. You streamed Halo
Reach,
and then now it's so cool because I only played Halo 1, played Halo 2, and I think I might have played like some multiplayer of some other ones here and there, but it is pretty cool to see some of like the new. I mean, you were in like a helicopter and stuff, dude. Like just.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so recently I've been trying to play other games, and I have Audible on my phone. So while I'm at work, I'm listening to a book on tape, and I bought The Fall of Reach, which is the first book in the Halo series, and I was like, God damn, this is get me hyped up to be a super space soldier again. So it was like, I do have the Master Chief Collection, which is like 6 games in one for like $30. So I was just like, I'm just gonna play this on the weekends. So I beat Reach, which is like a 9-hour game, in a single day on stream. I wasn't expecting that. And then I tried to do Halo 1 again, and unfortunately the port for Halo 1 coming to PC has like a terrible memory leak. So if you're playing for 15 minutes, it just crashes.
Yeah.
And there's no patch for it that I could find. So I just Gave up on that. Bought the book. Now I'm just listening to the book. I'm gonna start Halo 2 next. I don't really care. I'm just gonna skip it. I already know what happens in Halo 1 anyway.
Sure.
So
it was like updated graphics, or wasn't it, on Halo 1 that you had?
So yeah, they have Halo 1 and then Halo Combat Evolved, which I think is like the remaster that came out like 10 years after.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic. So I've just been playing that, but the memory leak for a 14-hour game, if you have to keep reloading every 15 minutes, it's just that's a no. Yeah, it's a no-go.
I do miss those days of like sitting there getting with some buddies and just hooking up. Everybody would bring a TV and everybody would bring their Xbox and however many controllers they could, and you might have like 4 TVs hooked up and 16 people there and just talking shit like nonstop, like yelling across the room. And oh man, those were good days, dude. Those were good days.
We did that. So my friend, well, there's 2 brothers, and they were my best friends. They had like the ultimate gamer basement, so they had a projector screen that they got from a random office. Don't know why, don't know when, not going to ask. But they got a projection screen, and we had weekly Smash Brothers tournaments. I was terrible at it. And Halo games, so we would do 2v2 matches, and we would just fucking rage at each other.
Yeah.
So that's what we did in high school, just for weeks and weeks. And then I think we also did Left 4 Dead as well. So
that's cool.
Those were the good days. I miss those games.
I promise we'll talk about Ultima Online, but when it comes to like game tournaments, so my good friend, he goes by Charlemagne. He lives here in Oklahoma City. And what he'll do is he'll invite a bunch of people over, and it'll be different rules. So like maybe this genre is fighting games, and everybody will pick a fighting game. And there's like tournament tree style brackets, and like you fight with your game, and it's best 2 out of 3. Basically, we'll like start it at like 5 p.m. and we'll end it at like midnight, and then we have a belt buckle that and a hat that like gets passed around to whoever wins the tournament for that night, and we'll do it like every 6 months or so, and we'll just get real shitty while we're doing it. It's such a blast, but it's fun.
Just shitty tournaments with your friends are the best.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, Ultima. Sorry. So when it comes to Ultima Online, that's what this podcast is about, actually, right? Is how long have you been playing Ultimate? Like, do you remember? I mean, did you play, retail? Walk me through some of that.
So originally, I started UO, I think late 2000 or early 2001. It was around, so it was before Age of Shadows came out, I think. It was during Lord Blackthorn's Revenge, and I played on OSI on Chesapeake. But I didn't find it randomly. My best friend, his name was Brian. Him and his dad used to play, and they lived a couple blocks away. I went over, and we played a bunch of Zelda all the time, but then I saw them playing Ultima, and I was like, this is pretty interesting. So I decided to just play on his account randomly, and then eventually my shitty computer, I would just have time to buy myself some, so I played it. I think I started just at the end of Blackthorn's Revenge, maybe. And then we went into Age of Shadows, and I remember I played on Chesapeake. My first character was a mage. Shocking, I know. I was in a guild named Guardians of Caesarea, and we had a tower outside of U. Wait, no.
Cool.
What the hell is the city that was like a bunch of little islands? Is that
Serpent's Hold?
No, was it Vesper?
Well, yes, you're right. It was Vesper because it was like a little dock town.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right outside of like the northwest gate, close to the actual gate, we had a tower right outside the city.
Oh,
so
cool.
It was right next to the bank and everything. That's all I remember from back then on the official servers. And then after that, I I was into BMX at the time, so I wasn't really focused on gaming. So I just stopped playing, and then I would randomly find like some shit custom server that had like 5 people playing. I
Yeah.
did that for a couple of years. Then I got the Xbox, like we were talking, and I didn't play until I found Demise,
Yeah.
which was what I found before Outlands. So it's
Yeah.
been a bumpy road of just random servers.
Do you, when you were back on retail, I mean, what kind of character were? I mean, you said you were a mage, but I mean, were you just hunting monsters? Were you role playing? Were you PKing people? I mean, what?
Oh, dude. I honestly, it was a blur. So
Sure.
my character was Spellbinder. That was her name.
Okay.
Um, and I remember I had a blacksmith, and I played the like as the guild blacksmith, and we had a bunch of houses around Wind, and I just made a bunch of shit. I
Yeah.
don't even remember going to like PK or PVM or anything. I was maybe 12 or 13 at the time, and UO wasn't like my main focus. So I
Yeah.
don't really remember anything like rememberable from back then.
I get
So
it. Yeah.
yeah.
I totally get it. Yeah, because I mean, especially at that age, you've got like 1,000 other things, and BMX too. So were you into like X Games and
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So the only thing I do remember from back then, UO wise, was in that tower. I'm pretty sure it was on the roof. We had those old, um, like when you actually did guild meetings, like in
yeah,
game.
yeah,
So we had benches all lined up on the ceiling. We had like specific boxes for certain guild member ranks and everything. And I just remember like sitting up there, not knowing what the fuck these adults were talking about. I was just like, I'm just here. I'm
yeah,
just playing. And then I remember like we had like an ICQ as well. So that I don't remember my number or anything, but I remember having it.
yeah,
And I was just like, man, this is people are taking this really seriously.
yeah,
As a kid, I was just like, I'm here to waste my time and
yeah,
do something. I don't care. So
yeah.
that's what I remember. But other than that, yeah, I did BMX. I did wasn't really good, but I did dirt jumps and stuff. So
Cool.
kind of cut. I still have it, but I cut the tip of my finger off
Uh,
in an accident. But we got it back on. So that's
like it cut off, you put it on ice, and then they sewed it back on.
I won't get graphic, but it involved a handlebar end and
Oh,
and concrete, and we got it put back on quick enough that it's got a little bit of nerve damage, but I'm good now.
that's badass.
I'm not built for tiny bikes anymore though. So if I am going to get back into BMX, it's going to be on a mountain bike,
Sure.
and I'm going to have like a heart attack because I'm not in shape.
That's badass though, dude. Okay. Cool. I knew I'd learn something new about you.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. So I mean, you played a bunch of just random custom servers, which I get it. So I mean, I used to be like top free UO servers, and I'd like Google that, or I guess Yahoo that at the time.
Yeah. You said
And
those websites.
yeah, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, this one seems cool, and it shows a bunch of players, and you get in, and there's fucking no one there, right?
Yep.
And it's like
Yep.
completely different. And so yeah, I remember playing a lot. And then Demise was part of like the UO Gamers network, right?
Yeah, so Demise was UO Gamers. That one was owned by Ryan, but when I was there, I didn't see him a single time. I just knew EOS and Celine and Larson. They were all like the high up people that were on that server. So when I went there, I was just returning to UO because I just dropped out of college. I just need something to do. So I was like, hey, I haven't played UO in ages, so might as well check it out. And I found Demise, and I was like, okay, this is AOS era, so it's right after like Mundane's Legacy got added. So that was after AOS and Doom and Luna and all that stuff. So I think it was the next expansion after that. That's what that server was based around. So I joined there, and it was very nostalgic. I needed it. So
Yeah.
found LC there. I wasn't the guild leader. The first person that I found, I spawned in Haven. Didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. I think my first character was a blacksmith, actually, now that I think about it. Spawned in there, and the first guy, I was like, hey, haven't played in 15 plus years. What do I do? What can you put your way around? Because I don't remember anything. Guy's name was Indica. He's actually on Outlands now. He doesn't play much, though. But he gave me, like, I think it was like 50K and a bunch of commodity deeds, and then I just was like, well, shit, this guy's really nice. Didn't join then, like, didn't join LC, but then years later, I was like, oh shit, that's that Indigo guy. I gotta go thank him and say hi. And then eventually I got invited because by that time I was like an avid PVMer. Everyone knew me because I was like a nice guy that was actually talkative and trying to help people. So I got invited, and that's where I met like a ton of really cool people. And then eventually, unfortunately, a bunch of them just got bored of Demise and went to other servers or quit. So I was just like, well, shit, now there's like 3 of us playing on Demise. So that was like, for the last 3 years on Demise, it was like 3 people from my guild playing. So I was just like, yes, I'm getting burnt out. So I just looked around for different games to play. But Demise was my return to UO, and I missed it. I had some, so everyone was running the Sampire, which was just broke the game. I'm so glad Outlands doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And it was a Necro Tamer, and they would use Greater Dragons and then go into like Wraith mode with Necromancy and just spam spells, and they just kill everything. So
what did Wraith mode just increase like spell damage and gave you more mana?
So Wraith mode would, I think it was tied to Spirit Speak, but it would turn you into a Wraith, and then whenever you would cast a spell, a portion of the damage or the mana that you used would be refunded. So you would have lower mana costs, lower regents, and mana regen on all your gear. Yeah. And then you're just spamming like fireballs, and the fireballs are doing like 80. Yeah. But it takes a second to cast it, and you're just regenning all that mana, so you're just constantly shooting fireballs. And it was, I was like, this is such a shitty meta. I don't like this. It's so cheesy. So I didn't make it, but I saw videos of a Shadow Striker, which is basically Outland's backstabber, but it would use the Assassin Spike that had a special ability called Shadow Strike, and it would, every time you would hit, it would instantly hide you. So I had a script where I would go in and out of hiding every time I would hit something, so that I would never actually get hit, and I would just sit there and just pop in and out. It was great.
So like, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
You're just, So
I just do that, and I could probably solo most things. And then my second build, Tamer, I'm actually trying to bring this to Outlands. I'm working on it. Was a Pack Instinct Hellhound Bard.
Okay.
And with this build, I had max lower mana cost, max mana regen, LRC 100, all the goodies. So I was never running out of mana. Everything would be barded, and my character only casted heal and cure.
Mm-hmm. So
the build took advantage of the Pack Instinct ability, which was very overlooked by everyone, and it was 5 Hellhounds, and if you had 5 of the same mobs attacking, it would boost their damage each one of them by 100%.
Wow.
And everything would be discorded. So I would just discord things, and I had a script that I stole from the PvPers actually for cross healing, and I modified it to friend my hellhounds, and then I would friend them, and then whenever they would get the lowest health, it would target the one with the lowest health and heal it instantly. So I would just sit there and never actually worry about them dying because I would just heal too fast.
Okay, Jason.
Yeah, well, I didn't modify it. I got some friends to do it.
It's awesome.
It was a very fun build.
Yeah, and so that's funny because I do remember like like the artifacts and then LRC and LMC and even luck, things like that, and
Pointless.
So yeah, I think Sampires were a thing, but I just never really got into them. But I do know, like, watching retail now, it's like everybody has to have a Sampire. Like that's what you do. And then there is a few other people that'll play something else, but they're solely playing it just because they're like, no, I don't want to play a Sampire, but like you're supposed to kind of thing. Yeah. And so I am really glad that Outlands, it is viable to play, pretty much whatever. You can get shit done if you want to be a backstabber, a dexer, a mage, a tamer, or a necro, or whatever. There's obviously, because it's math, right? There's always going to be something that's better at some particular scenario. Yeah. But it's not just like, okay, make this and there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there are some things on Outlands that are more enticing.
Sure. But, yeah.
But you gotta spread your horizon. Maybe you can actually try something that's not a meta, and maybe you'll like it. And if you don't, it's not like you can't turn the tables around and do something else.
And you'll still be good, even if you're not, so what but back on Demise. So I've heard you say in the past that like you became a GM, right? You were a member of the staff. I don't know if they were called GMs there, but yeah.
I was Forsetti, GM Forsetti.
Forsetti, okay. Yeah. So what got you to be a GM, and tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a story of like a player interaction or something too,
Okay. So by the time maybe every 2 years they would do interviews to try and like see if anyone wanted to be a counselor or something. And at the time that I was playing, and I was like, dude, I'm super close to quitting because I was so burnt out. Nobody in my guild was playing, so I was just like, fuck it, I'll try. And at this point, I was known for being the nice guy on the server because I actually played, like, I didn't bot or script anything. I actually was attended 100% of the time unless I was bank sitting. So at the time, me being a generous and nice person, every year I would host a Secret Santa on the forums. And I can't do this on Outlands because there's 10 times the amount of people.
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
When are we doing Secret Santa on Outlands?
I can do it within the guild or like the streamer community.
That'd be perfect.
But, yeah, I know. But it's a lot of work, trust me.
Okay.
But I had some less than ideal people join because there's no way to moderate that without staff intervention. I was not staff at the time, so I wasn't allowed to call in help or anything. So the few times I did it, I got screwed over. So one person would receive a gift, but then the person that received the gift wouldn't give out another one. Or I would set it to like the minimum would be 1 mil in a prize. 1 mil on Demise is nothing. Okay. The max could be anything. So some people just wouldn't give other people presents, or they just wouldn't. They would give them like 1 mil in like blocks of cheese because they're a fucking psycho like that.
Yeah.
So there was things like that. But I think that me being a nice person and like refunding people that didn't get anything, I would pull out of my pockets. I think that showed the community that I was just like the nice guy that was there for everyone and trying to encourage the community to actually play and like not be shitheads.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I got nothing else to do other than the Secret Santa event once a year. So I'm just going to apply and see what happens. And they were like, yo, shit, Amish wants to be a staff member. And I was like, oh God, is this going to actually happen? So it happened. And I think I was a counselor for 90 or 100 days or something. And then after that, I got promoted because they were like, well, shit, I think there was 2 other people that got hired with me as counselors. And unfortunately, when you're a staff member, they try and hide who your player characters are because they don't want people like begging you or anything.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, one of them got outed within like the first week. So she just didn't really play much because people were just being dicks to her. The other was more of a background in coding and stuff, so he wasn't like in-game moderating. That was me. So for those first 90 days, I was just on it every day. I couldn't jail people by myself or anything. So I had to have like a chaperone with me. So if I were to jail someone and it was their second or third offense, they would get all the shit that they were botting taken away. So as a counselor, I could not do that. I could follow them where they were going, but I couldn't actually take their ill-gotten goods, I guess you'd call it. So I had to be babysat the whole time, and I did a really good job. And then the promotion happened, and the bots really did not like me then. I jailed a lot of bots. So the people that trained me, Tycho, he is actually a member on Outlands. He trained me to be a staff member. He's a really good friend. I love him. I won't say his in-game character name, but him and another 1 or 2 staff members quit that were GMs for like 10 years or something like that. So they were a long time. So the 3 of us, the new guys, were like the only GMs. Then there was 1 seer and 2 admins. And so I was just like, well, shit, I guess I got to put my big boy pants on and jail a lot of bots because it was rampant, dude. I don't know if you know where Heartwood is.
Okay, yeah.
So they had a bot that would recall into Heartwood. It was all like on rails and everything. It would log in, do the 2 crafting quests so you can get the tinkering quest to get a saw, like a runic saw, and then there was the fletching quest to get the fletching runic kit. And these were to make like really good like bows and staffs and stuff for like PvP and PvM. So these people would just bought this for, God, had to be months. Nobody would fuck with them for months. So I was just like, I'm gonna flip this shit upside down. They did have a setting to get them all jailed because it's really hard to pull a bot away from a automated line because they'll just run back to it and keep going. So you can't individually stop these people. So what we had a invisible teleporter that we would just move, or we would activate and just move into the line that they would automate on, and it would just they would come into Heartwood and step on the teleporter, and it instantly send them to a jail cell. And then there would be like 300 people just sitting in a jail cell running back and forth because that's what their bot tells them to do.
Oh, that's great.
The worst part about it is the bot also has a script that lets them know if they are not in a certain coordinate. Yeah, I think that's how it worked. So whenever they would get yanked out of the certain area, I don't know exactly how this part works. It would give them a sound notification or something.
Yeah.
So then they would get a notification. They'd be like, "Oh shit, I'm in jail right now." We would give them 2 minutes to reply, and I can't tell you how many people I had to listen to that said, "Oh, sorry, bro, I was taking a shit. I couldn't come back in time," and I just had to be like, "Dude, if you were taking a shit for the last 45 minutes, you should probably turn off your script.
Yeah.
If you really need to go that bad." And they're like, "Oh, but then I'd be losing money." And I'd be like, "Well, there are rules. You should probably turn that off if you don't want your shit to get taken."
Yeah. So you'd take their shit.
Yeah. But the hard part about that is there was a lot of different language speaking people. So some people we just couldn't speak to. So
I never thought about that.
Yeah. So to figure out if they're a bot, we had to really, really dumb it down and simplify it. So we had a sign that we just type in a random math equation, like simple math, like what's 3 times 3, and then if they answered it correctly, it would automatically teleport them outside the jail cell and back to Heartwood. But if they didn't answer within the 2 minutes, then that's where the processing happened, and that took forever because you had to pull everyone one by one, go into their index and write down, "Hey, this idiot was running a script and botting. This is their 3rd warning." So then you have to go find their Dropbox, go to their house, delete all those items, and then put them in jail. And we had different cells. So one would be a warning cell. So if they got warned, they can instantly leave if they wanted to. They just had to say a phrase.
Yeah.
If it was a 2nd or 3rd offense, they had to sit in a 6-hour jail cell. And the best part about this is, in the 6-hour cell, you had to be logged in for all 6 hours, or it would reset. So the people that would bot about bods, which I might get into later if we have time, if they log out and go to a different character, then they're just stuck in there.
Time's not counting. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just kept refreshing. So that was the basic gist of things. It was like macroing off counts. As I read, I don't think it's the same here on Outlands, but you had to be logged in, and that would take the time out. That's funny. That's cool. So, did anybody ever like give you shit? Did anybody ever like, I don't know, pull a trick or you know? Well, unfortunately, I'm I was very easy to figure out as a staff member, and I could never admit that it was actually me. So every time they'd be like, "Hey, Amish, tell your best friend Forsetti that he needs to stop jailing my bot," and I'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know the guy." So I'd have to do that. But then, like, the best part is like, I think a couple of these guys are on Outlands now, so I don't know if they're gonna watch this or not. But a lot of the PvPers would get so butthurt when their bots would get jailed, and they started calling me Upsetty instead of Forsetti. So they'd be like, "Oh, Upsetty got me again. Oh, he took all my stuff." And it's just like, okay, I'm just doing my job. Why don't you just play your fucking character or turn it off? You already have like 900 million gold. Why do you need a bot lumber more, you idiot?
Like, you're rich enough, bro.
They just keep like being dicks and like making memes about it, and I was just like, this is my job now.
That is good. That is good, dude. Okay. All right, let's fast forward a little bit. So you did that for a while, and then
Yeah, I think around 2 years almost.
okay,
Was,
you just get
I
bored, you just get tired of it.
I have PTSD from so many bots.
You'll never be a
The
GM again.
the BOD, the bulk order deed bot that I was gonna tell you about, literally scarred me to the point that I had um a notepad document just to copy and paste everything because of how bad that bot was. It was worse than the Heartwood bot.
What? Just keep doing it. Go ahead. You've opened that can. We got to hear it now, bro.
So on top of Luna, on the second floor, is an in room, and if you create a character and spawn in Luna, it would spawn you up there. And right where that area is, below it, near the west end, was the tailor and the blacksmith shop. And this is back when, this is like societies, but on the old server. So they only had tailoring and blacksmithing, kind of. Every hour, you could request a bulk order deed, which would be turned in to get a reward. And that's how you get like runic hammers and runic fletching kits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this guy eventually had a bot made. I don't even know how the fuck you would code this, but he had a bot that would automatically VPN and start an account. The account would make a character that had 0.01 or 0.1.
This is why we have a maximum of 3 accounts on Outlands, by the way, everybody.
Yeah. Oh my god. Sorry. They would log in, make a character with a unique name. It would have 0.1 tailoring and smithing. And because it was so low, that would lower the time to get a bulk order deed. So they could do it like every 30 minutes. So they had it log in onto this account on this character. It would collect BODs, and then it would log out, go to the next character on that account. And every account had 5 characters, I think, or 6. So it would do that for every character. Then it would log out, go to the next account, automatically log in, and do that for all of them. And the way that stabbing worked on that server was you had to give them two minutes to respond. But they were only logging in for 5 seconds maybe per character.
Yeah, and it was a VPN, so you couldn't trace the IP either.
I'm getting to that. So I requested that we try and make a CAPTCHA system. And that kind of worked, but it really pissed a lot of people off because it was easily worked around. But the thing about that is every time it would CAPTCHA someone, it would put their name into a list of everyone that was CAPTCHA'd during that day. And then it would give the IP, the account, the character name, and everything. So I would just log them, or I would pull up their profile, I guess you can call it. And it would have their logout location, their character name, and everything. And then I would just go in, and after like 20 minutes, I would have like 40 people on this list. I do this for 4 hours every day. It was terrible. And I would go into jail. I would pull that character. I would log them out into the jail cell. I would log them out into that facet. I would write in all their codes, everything that I needed to take, and then I would log them out. And then I would do that to the next character. And I did that nonstop for years. It was terrible.
And
it did not make a dent because you can't ban a VPN. It would literally block like half of Asia because they use all the same VPN. So it was just a losing game, and I could not stop the guy. But apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but I don't know if it might be the same guy or a different guy, but someone got banned with like 1,700 accounts or something like that. And the guy would sell lumber or something, and he would make enough real cash to pay his rent every month in Korea. He was in Seoul, So that rent probably was not cheap, and he was able to pay it every month. That and he got banned. So that was a interesting situation.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised, dude. Oh, that's so wild.
Yeah, so if Owen or anyone actually like offers me a position, they better not expect me to deal with players because I will lose my shit. I don't. I've seen maybe a max of 5 the bots on Outlands, and one of them I helped actually stop the botting situation, or I brought it up to Luthia and we fixed it. So I don't know if that's happening anymore.
That's great. That's great. Oh man. Yeah, I mean that's the reason there's only 3 accounts per IP or whatever, per household, I guess you should say. It's a wow, 1700. Okay. So thank you for sharing that. I'm a little mind blown, I guess, right now, just because I can just picture it was somebody coding. It's an external program, obviously, probably, that was creating those accounts.
Yeah,
And
it was
just doing that nonstop. But
I think it was UO Easy or Easy UO.
Oh, okay.
I think it was in that program, but
Mm-hmm.
God, that was so frustrating.
So how did you find Outlands? What got you into it? When did you start?
Okay, well, God, I feel like such a dick bringing this story up, but I was literally losing my hair, banning all these bots, and I was like, the only reason I played on Demise at that point was to do the seasonal events because they would do like Halloween Town and everything. Then after that, I would just jail bots for a little, and then I would log out and play something else. And I was like, dude, I need something new. And I was like, I was starting to see some Outlands videos, and the first video I saw on YouTube was the trap system, and I was like, damn, this is really, really cool that they have traps that you can actually use as a template. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just take a little sneak peek and watch a little bit more videos. And I was like, oh shit, there's this Trammy surprise guy. I was like, that name sounds really familiar because apparently he played on Demise. So I knew of the name, and I was like, oh, he's making some videos. I didn't know he streamed at the time. So the first person that I met that was a streamer was actually Oxford.
Okay.
Who finally just came back to Outlands. I was watching him, and I'm like, damn, this is really interesting. So I decided I'm gonna sneakily join the server and not tell the staff on Demise because I don't want to like trigger anyone. And then a couple months went by, and I did not log on to my staff character, and I kind of was like, hey, it's October, and I know it's Halloween. During the Halloween event, the most busy time on the server. I don't know if I'm coming back, and I just kind of just didn't log back in. And then I started playing Outlands, and I was like, okay, well shit, Trammy streaming, so I gotta go be friends. And I went and met Trammy, and he hooked me up with Earth Aspect. This is back when it was like
expensive,
maybe 150K to unlock Earth, which is just blows my mind because it's probably 20K now to unlock it.
Yeah.
But I had a tiny 8x8 that one of my friends from Demise owned west of Horseshoe Bay in the swamp. I lived out of that for a couple of months, and then I made enough money, and I was like, well, shit, I might as well make LC. So I made LC. I got a really good deal on a decent house, and then left Trammy's guild. Even though Trammy was a homie, we allied with him and everything, and started LC. I tried to get more people from Demise to try and make a comeback because they're all burnt out.
Yeah,
and that was it. I kind of feel like a dick because I was like the number one bot guy, the jailer. So when I just vanished, at the time, not to be a dick, but I was probably one of 5 people that actively did PVM on Demise. The rest were just like bots, like PVMing like I actually played.
Yeah.
So when I left, there was like 3 other people that were like, "Hey, where'd Amish go?" They actually like were like, "Oh man, he's not playing anymore." And then I had to just like tell him, "Hey, I'm on Outlands now, and I feel really bad, but I'm enjoying myself over here."
Sure.
So felt like a dick, but I literally just could not take the botting anymore. It was so bad. So I came here after watching some videos and haven't looked back yet. I
Right.
think I logged in 3 or 4 times since then just to refresh my houses, and then the last time I went on was literally over a year ago, and they were like, "Hey,
I remember you did
um,
once on stream just to show your house.
yeah."
This was
I
like
went on
2 years ago.
once, and I messaged Sam, who was one of the guys I started with. He's the guy that codes. I messaged him, and he goes, "Hey, we turned off the IDOC system currently because of the war that's going on. Because they had players in Ukraine, so they didn't know they want people to lose their houses. So it's been over a year since I've logged in because I know my houses aren't going to drop. And now I'm at the point if they do drop, someone's getting lucky and gets a lot of decorations and maybe 900 mil.
Yeah.
So now I'm on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think of my decorating on Outlands is crazy. So there was an event for Halloween where you would go into the Solon Hive, which are like the big ants.
Uh-huh.
And you'd get a mechanical ant sack. So it was like a poisonous sack. And you would turn this in, and it would give you a black or white seed. And you could only get them from this event. I filled up 2 chests worth of plants because I grew so many. So I have a lot of random deco that
a lot of plants.
Some poor guy is gonna find, and it's just gonna be a box full of black plants.
I hope it is just some guy that just randomly stumbles onto mice and just stands in front of your house, and then it just, and he's like, "Oh my god, I am now upsetty."
Dude, some guy's gonna make a lot of money because I literally have a house that is a museum, and it has very rare items on it.
So when you were here on Outlands, you kind of talked about it a little bit. I guess LC was created by Indica no?
No, I don't think he was the originator, because when I came to Outlands, actually, when I was streaming, like that maybe 3 or 4 months into my streaming, some guy goes, "Oh shit, are you from Loot Crusade on OSI?" And I go, "No, I was from Demise." He goes, "Oh yeah, dude, we've been in Loot Crusade for years and years." And I was like, "This is the first time I've ever heard of this." So I don't know how old Loot Crusade is.
Okay.
I don't know who the original GM is. I just know the guys from Demise.
And then you just decided to make LC over here, and
so after Indica left, I think he went to Forever. So he stopped being the GM. Another guy took over, and then he quit. So they were like, "Well, shit, Amish is probably the only active person on the server in the guild." So they made me GM on Demise of like 3 people. I was like, "Hell yeah!" Then nobody else played, so I was just like, "Well, shit, I guess I'll be the GM on Outlands." So I made that. I don't mind being a GM. It's not hard because we're a pretty small guild, but I mean, I'd prefer.
But it's all like tight knit people, right?
Yeah, we're literally, our guild is maybe 20 active people at a time, and we're all just our literal rules is like no drama. We're here to chill and play, and then don't be an asshole and just chill. That's literally our goal.
And be a Dexter. And be a Dexter.
We do frown on summoners, but we do have Greenwald in a couple.
So I was gonna say, sorry, Greenwald.
Yeah, he's okay. He's his. I don't know if you've ever seen his house, but it's a tiny shack behind the guild house that's being covered up. So it's like Harry Potter's little cubby.
He's in the little cupboard.
Yeah. So that's Greenwald's house behind the house.
That's great. So okay, so speaking of Dexers and LC's Dexter army, I've ran and been slain by all 20 active members at once many times. Um, what who would be like your top 3 Dexers? And I don't mean like who's the top DPS. I don't mean like who's the best technical Dexer. Just like I mean, they don't even have to be your top 3 really. Just 2 or 3 of like your favorite people to hang out with, to just chill with. Dexers.
Well, one definitely is my boy Sweet.
Mhm.
Everyone should know him. He thinks
Fearless.
everyone he thinks everyone doesn't know him, but he's
Uh-huh.
he's pretty popular. So everyone knows him. When he says he has his own build, don't listen to him. That's bullshit. He literally is using my build with literally like 20 different skill point difference in a different skill. So don't
Yeah.
listen to that bullshit. But Sweet's one. He's a really good wrestler.
I
Another
knew you
one,
would say that. Just so you know, I knew you would say that about
he does it to annoy me, and it actually gets to me because he's like, "Oh man, look at this fantastic build I made myself." Oh, it triggers me. Um, the next one, I also don't want to compliment him, but that'd be Mr. Straw Hat. He's really good at dexing, and I hate fucking complimenting him. He's a really he's really good at it. I never really get to play with him. He used to be in our alliance. I think he's in DTF now. I don't know, but
yeah.
he's really good. I think he mains a air macer, so he's good. And then number 3 is a tie between my boy Bobby. Everyone should know Bobby.
Oh yeah.
He is a holy fencer, which is very unique. Um, and his fellow guildmate, he's not a streamer, but everyone probably knows him, is Bombadilly. He is, yeah, he is my closest rival in bosses, and I'm nowhere close to him in damage. He usually is doing 300,000 plus damage, while I'm at like 100k. But the guy he knows how to fucking destroy things,
That's good.
and I envy him, but I can't be nice to him. I can't be nice to a rival. So yeah.
I appreciate you saying those names because I know for you to give compliments is a very difficult thing for you.
Well, Bobby's my boy. Sweet's an officer in the guild, but I have to give him a hard time because he's the baby in the guild. He's literally the youngest person in the guild, I think.
Well, that's what I've noticed about LC is it's just it's you guys are all tight knit, but you like to talk shit to each other nonstop.
Oh yeah, we have playful banter.
Yeah,
We don't take the game serious. We're just here to play and waste time and escape the shit of the real world. But if you want to be a super sweaty tryhard, you can go join another guild. Our alliance is just literally a small group of chill people, and that's what we're about. We're here to kill things and make gold.
So this might be a short answer, but do you have any mage characters?
I do.
Oh,
It's not what you think, though. So, my big brain strat for the future, because I'm planning. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I planned far ahead. Um, my thief, I have I have an echo, so I have
a whopping 40 magery on it. No, I'm just
no,
kidding. Go
no.
ahead. Keep going. I'm sorry.
I have I made this character or this echo for the shadow market societies whenever that gets added, which is the thief societies. So I have my backstabbing echo, which is the fencer thief. It's a mugging backstabber. So you go up and you just backstab and you steal. That's that template. The next one is a pilfer build. So that one, I designed a template in my head where the most efficient way to pilfer is with magery. So, and I don't know if this is going to be patched or anything. It hasn't been patched in over a year, but when you steal from things, it does a hidden check, and if you're not hidden, that reduces your chance by 25% to actually
Yeah.
steal.
It's
That's the
actually 95%.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I'm saying it feels that way.
Oh, yeah. So they don't specify that you need to use the hiding skill.
Yeah.
So I have a mage template where I had to hit my boy Jace up for this because I'm an idiot. But it's a super simple build or a script where it will precast invis, and then I could run up to a mob because I have tier 3 overlook, which makes it so they don't aggro on me, and then I can run up, bear hug the mob, and scroll up again, and it will cast invis on myself, and then instantly steal from the closest mob. So then I also have tier 3 camouflage. So when I steal, I have a 99% chance to not reveal.
Yeah.
So I just run around, precast invis, then I steal, and then I run away. And that's literally it, because it doesn't have time to aggro onto me from overlook, and then I won't reveal because I should not fail, and then I boost the loot or something. So I made these 2 echoes for the Shadow Market Society because I don't know what type they're going to have, but from my guess is it's going to be like mug 25k from a mob or pilfer 25k from a mob. So now I have 2 echoes,
right,
where I can do either of those. So if I want to do societies for that, I can.
Yeah.
So that's my mage build. It's not offensive or anything.
I guess I'll count that as a mage build, but not really. But okay, we'll give it.
It's a utility mage. That's what I would go for.
I guess it'll count for Amish man that hates electricity, right?
I have a full spell book and I use regs, so that's a mage.
Technically, you are right. I can't argue that at all. You are right. Okay, so, I mean, you always have some good ideas on stream. You know, one thing I really like about your streams are, you know, it's real chill, and it's big brain time, and you know, you aren't really afraid to give your opinion on things, whether it's good or bad. But you're also not like you're not a negative person too. You know, sometimes people that are very opinionated are extremely negative, and it's like it's kind of annoying, right?
I know.
But you know, with you, it's like it's always constructive criticism, I guess you could say, or just like I think this would be a really cool system to implement, and it would help solve A, B, and C because of this or whatever. But I mean, do you have any of those like ideas that you'd be willing to share with us today?
So the way I do my suggestions, it's not. I try not to make them one sided. My way of thinking is my suggestions should be to better the server, not a certain group.
Yeah.
Or like one sided. So thieves get better shit or someone else does. So I try and make it a balanced build or a suggestion, because otherwise it's not very doesn't look good, I guess you can say. Like if you're a tamer, you always want your taming stuff to get boosted or something, and that's just like greedy sounding. So I try and make my suggestions to benefit everyone. So I do quality of life or just like things that should be added or fixed that wouldn't hurt the server but also would benefit everyone, or not break one template more than another. So a couple of them, I'm gonna put 3 of them in one because they're kind of a utility suggestion, and I know they're never going to get added, but still, it would really balance things out, and it would really trigger some people, though, unfortunately. But it would be caltrops. So for anyone could throw caltrops, and they would be a wall, but not require regs or mana. So you could just throw down some, But if anyone does step on them, it would make you go gray. So unfortunately, it would slow people down because anyone that's technically the ability would be like a 3 to 5 second hinder. So anyone that steps on it, like caltrops would normally they would obviously be hindered. So anyone could use it. So it'd be good for Dexers. So if you're ever trying to run away from PKs, you could just throw that down. But it also is a double-edged sword where anyone could step on it and then they could target you and you can get a murder count or something.
I'm using that on my thief instantly, bro.
Yeah, it would be great. That's the original idea was
right in a pool of monsters. I'm going to just throw them down right in there so when they go through there and then the mud butts get them and the Goldie boys.
Throw it in the doorway at level 3 or level 4 Maz coming in. You'd just kill everyone. Yeah. The next one, this is the one that would ruffle a lot of feathers, but I think definitely should be thought about because it would balance things and make a lot of interesting templates, but it would be pocket sand.
Okay.
Okay. A little weird, I know.
I'm listening.
But it would give players, miners, the ability to go to beaches, dig up sand, and then I guess you could sift through it or something to make it finer. And then you could single target, you could double click pocket sand and single target someone, and it would, for the next 30 seconds, would reduce their accuracy by 50% for everything, not just melee, but for casting. So the casting part is what would trigger a lot of people, but it would make PvP very interesting because you could throw sand in a mage's eyes and then they have a 50% chance to hit you for the next 20 seconds or whatever. It would make things more interesting. But the downside is most raids run in groups now, so unless everyone's running pocket sand and everyone's throwing it at the same time, it
would be a requirement that you bring your pocket sand to PvP. It'd be just as important as potions, for sure.
Yeah. But it would balance things because then not everyone would rely on just magery because it's a 100% hit chance.
I think it would really hurt Dexers big time though, because if I have 100 wrestling and you're a mage, or a warrior, a Dexer, it's like 50% chance to hit me, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying 50% of total, so not lower my accuracy to 50.
So it'd be 25%.
Yeah, so it'd be 25, but then that would encourage people to use accuracy-based weapons instead.
I'm just saying, as a main thief, I love these changes. Let's go.
Yeah. So the third one, I think is a no-brainer. Thieves. This is a nerf for thieves.
Damn it, no.
And mages, but it would be a stamp requirement on ropes. So
I can refresh hot rope.
No, anyone could. Well, shit, you just poked a hole in that. Okay, anyone could use a rope, but at the time of throwing the rope, if you don't have more than 80 stam, then you would have a longer cooldown. So.
Well, it would slow me down because if you think about it, if I just do my rope tele macro and then I miss it, it's going to go ahead and teleport and then screw up the timer for the rope, right? Yeah. And so I'd have to look at my stamina, make sure that I'm at where I'm supposed to be. If not, hit my refresh pot, then rope. You know what I mean? Like that second, we'll call it a split second even. That can be the difference in me getting hamstrung and dead or not. So I know. It's still, you know what I mean? That's still a pretty big, hurt.
Yeah, but the idea was because me and multiple people in my guild will run away from reds and they could just tele rope 20 tiles in front of us. And we're there with our fucking sword. We can't hit them anyway. So to be able to hinder that ability... where if you have the stam requirement, you would still have the regular 10-second cooldown. But if you don't, then you have a minute cooldown. So then you can still teleport every 10 seconds, but you won't be able to abuse the telly rope. So then at least Dexters would be able to keep up. And then asshole thieves, no offense, would kind of forced to carry a lot of red pots.
Red pots, yeah.
So that would be a good suggestion.
I like it.
But I don't know if they would actually do that, but it would really make it a lot nicer for a lot of people because Dexters, we can't telly rope. So if I'm beating the shit out of someone and I get them down to 10 HP and then they telly rope 20 tiles away, I can't keep up with that. So that kind of fucks me, dude. Sure. That's the main idea for that. The next, I'll make these next two really quick.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So, one, I really think this would be so cool, and it would bring a lot of uniqueness to everyone's build, and that would be a perk system that persists through PvP, and it's linked to chains.
Okay.
So if I have 30 chains unlocked, then that would give me 30 perk points to spend in a random trait, and that would be bound to that character. Then you could also get a gold sync going on the Prep vendor for like 200k. You could buy a perk reset ball or something. So if you echo and you want different perks, you could. But each perk could be unique to a different template. So you could have like a mage one where you can have a chance to like double proc a spell. So whenever you throw a fireball, maybe the fireball splits in two and hits twice or something like that. Same with like a flame strike. Or for dexing, maybe you have a 10% chance every other hit to regen 1 or 2 HP or something. So it just keeps things unique, and you can put your points into a unique build, so no one has the exact same build. They can build what they want.
Right.
And it would all be based off of chain links. So unless your red is on your PvP or PVM account, the reds are not going to be benefiting from boosted stam regen, so they can't be stam locked or something like that.
I like it other than the links to PvP. But that's my opinion.
But it's to balance to everyone. So if you are on the same account as your 30 link PVMer, then you might as well benefit from it because you put that effort in.
Yeah,
so I think it's a cool system.
It is.
The next one is a twofer, but it's kind of in line together. One, I would really, really like a system for PVM thieving, and I want the artifact system back. We have a fantastic art team on Outlands, so every dungeon could have unique stealables. These stealables could work off the tier system that it worked on Doom or in Malice or wherever the hell you want to call it, where level 1, you could have like a candle skull, and that would be like 1 point. They could make that into societies where it's, hey, steal 200 points of stealable artifacts in ossuary in a week. So you go down to level 3 and steal a coffin or something, and that would give you like 10 points or something. So gives the server deco and people get unique things, and PVM thieves get to actually go do other shit other than mugging stuff. And then there's also achievements and societies people could do. So they could add that to the Shadow Market Society. So it kind of balance for the thieves, but
I think it's cool.
It's cool, but it would take a lot of work in coding because they would have to make all the custom art and everything, unfortunately. But if they really, really wanted to get crazy with it, they could get rid of the nameplate feature that you can do with like the Control Shift.
Yeah.
And get rid of that feature on artifacts. So then
That especially,
you could go into like level 3 and then it'll be like, hey, there's 15 stealables in ossuary level 3, but you don't know where it is. So because you can't name it, you can't name plate it. So you have to go around as a thief and like click every spider web or something in the.
And would it be
dungeon.
randomly spawned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something interesting like that. So
yeah,
I think that'd be a fantastic idea, but it'd be a lot of work.
Sure.
And then the other thing, I brought this up a while ago, and I think it'd be really cool. For the clothes that has gone out of date and will never return, a lot of humanoid mobs wear cool custom clothes like that. So I was thinking maybe to encourage people to go hunt humanoids, because most humanoids don't really drop much gold. There could be a chance that every time you kill a humanoid, so say like I'm trying to think of a good one.
An ossuary fire embalmer.
No. The spectral archers in SSC.
Okay.
The ghost guys. Maybe a 0.001% chance when you kill them, a piece of that clothes will drop on the corpse, and you cannot cut it up or anything. You can wear it, but it's not going to benefit you or anything. But it would be a way to add old clothes back into the system that players didn't get a chance to buy because they just joined recently. So maybe a mob has a serape on.
I was going to say, I'm selling all my shit now.
Yeah,
every bit of it.
Strictly hunt that humanoid mob that has a serape on, and maybe 10,000 kills later, you can get your own serape. And I mean, it really would not be worth it, but I mean, it would be back in the system, and it's not flooding the server with old clothes. It just
I'll be selling my old clothes instantly.
I just think it'd be a really cool system, because then you could go, oh shit, they're dropping a scythe.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's not a weapon on the server, but you can still have it as a piece of deco.
That I like. It would
be like a rare item that you could collect.
Yeah, I like it. So, I like the scythe for sure. I want a scythe. I'm looking forward to like the new weapons and the new
dude, I'm so excited. I saw we have daggers coming.
Yeah.
My backstabber is only using daggers from now on, because she is literally dressed as an Assassin's Creed character.
What I'm guessing that weapon will be the same as a Chris.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or the dagger, like it used to be, just a shitty, weak weapon. But with backstabbing, damage isn't really that important. It just changes the odds of you getting a proc off. That's about it.
Yeah. So what got you to decide, hey, I think I want to start streaming? Like, I mean, it's been what, 3 years now? 2?
Yeah, almost 3 years. Yeah. So to fill that void in my chest of banning bots and helping players, I decided, hey, I'm a fucking nerd and I like to take in useless information. And this server is custom, and it's kind of a lot to take in. So I was like, hey, I will do the research for people. They can come watch me and ask me questions, and I can just pull shit out of my ass because I just have all this information, and I can help them out. So literally, I started streaming just so I could help people learn this server better.
That's good.
Literally, I was just like, man, I could just play and enjoy my time, but I was like, I do actually really like helping people. I might be a cranky introvert, but I do enjoy like helping people, because I don't want the game to die. I don't want people to run away because they're just intimidated by the server.
Yeah, and the game is really intimidating. It really is. I think that is the number one reason people don't continue to play this game, or I think the game itself whether it's Ultima or Outlands, any of it, the game itself is a wonderful game. It's just that like you log in and it's like, okay, how do I move? Okay, now what do I do here? Like it's so garbage when it comes to a new player trying to learn
No
anything about
hand
the game.
holding.
None. And
No.
and you know, I'm fine with no hand holding in like general gameplay sense as far as like you know, this is a really smart tactic to do or strategy. But where I do think there should be hand holding, where there is in a lot of other games, is that entry of right when you zone, even character cut creation, but right when you zone in, like, hey, welcome to Shelter Dungeon. This is what it
Yeah.
is, and you know, some sort of. I've always said it, and I'll continue to, but some sort of like little, somewhat of a quest that says, hey, walk to me. Hold down your right mouse button. Hey, great job. Okay, now let's go over here. This is a battle trainer. You can do this with it. Go into war mode by hitting tab. You know, like stuff like that, all the way until when they're out of shelter, whatever path they decide to choose, and maybe even help them unlock their first aspect or something.
Yep. That was actually going to be one of my other
perfect
requests was like, hey, maybe they could do new player quest where it's like the old days where it's like, hey, I need you to help me find the lumberjack, and then you get search the island, and then you get rewarded 500 gold, or talk to the Shiv Master, and then it'll tell you to use Holy Light like 30 times while killing things in the new player dungeon, and then that will unlock. It'll give you a chance to unlock an aspect or a codex or something.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So, you know, something else is that, you know, I've noticed, I don't know, man, probably the last 2-3 months, there's been some really cool upgrades on your stream, especially. And then also, you know, you've been making videos and you know, posting those and stuff, man. Tell us a little bit about some of your stream upgrades, and then, you know, what your plans are with your YouTube channel, because you have a cool YouTube channel.
Well, first, I did not plan this. I just have this here because I don't want to throw it out. This is my latest upgrade to my PC. Oh, you can't see it. God damn it.
Yeah, there you go. Put it, yeah.
But it is a RX 7900. It's a very beefy boy for a graphics card. I got a brand new graphics card and a couple of other upgrades because I really want to dive into Unreal Engine and start self-learning again. Because before, long ago, I self-taught Photoshop to myself, and I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty fun," but I don't have any reason to do it. But now, Unreal Engine, which is free, just keeps getting better, and technology is crazy. So I just want to learn. So I just decided, hey, I'm going to upgrade my computer, because when I did it on my old graphics card, my computer is trying to kill itself. Literally, I
caught fire. You roasted some marshmallows over it.
Literally, I was streaming when I was showing off. So my first project, I'm trying to make Undermountain, the dungeon, in 4K, high res, everything. I want to see what it looks like running through first person and realistic lighting and everything. So I tried to make that, and the real-time water really was not being nice to my computer, and I would literally run straight for 2 seconds, and it would keep running for the next 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't touch anything. It was not happy. It was freaking the fuck out. So I just gave up on that last year. Now I have this new graphics card and everything. I was messing with it today, actually, in Unreal. Water works perfectly fine. Light works perfectly fine. I can run around and get no lost frames or anything. So I want to mess with that. But then, Mid-Journey, I found out about it. And I've just been having a blast with Mid-Journey, which is the AI art program. If you guys
you made me a good hot dog. You made me a good hot dog.
yeah, I made you a fantastic hot dog. But I've been messing around with that, and I was like, man, I could probably use this to make some cool emotes or random shit for Twitch. So I made, so I have multiple scenes, and one is a full screen scene. So if I'm just talking to people, or if I want to read like the patch notes that just came out, I could pop that up, and then I'd have my full screen. So I made a scene where it's a desk, like an old wizard's desk, and then I layered it so I was cut out, or the desk was cut out in front of me, and the background was behind me, so I literally look like I'm sitting in this wizard's office. So
Yeah.
I'm fucking around. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just having fun. So that's literally all I'm doing with my stream is just, I'm not trying to be professional. I would love to be like a big boy streamer, but I mean, it's not going to happen. But I just like messing with technology, even though I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Sure.
I'm still going to have fun with it.
It's pretty badass. I'll say that. that scene right there that you just described is really cool. So, hell yeah. Like
more's coming. Trust me.
Yeah, I bet.
So the end goal, this is a very far off end goal, but
okay.
If I can get really good at Unreal Engine, I would like to design all the dungeons from Outlands in like high res, and then host a D&D campaign with friends that go through the dungeons.
Oh, I've count me in. Count me in. So
it would be a D&D campaign. I don't know, maybe Oxford could GM it because I've never played D&D before, but you would be able to physically move your character through the dungeons. It'd be super high res, everything, and you would just play through the scenes. So like maybe you're an ossuary level 3 where the spike traps are coming up, and you guys have to roll to see if you can make it across, or someone gets a caltrop through their foot or something. Who knows? Something cool like that. And then I also want, I'm not going to sell the dungeon stuff, but I would like to try and make prefabricated pieces to make dungeons. So then I could sell sets of dungeons for people that want to also do the D&D campaigns. They can make their own modular dungeons.
I think that's badass.
It'd be really cool, but it's a lot of work, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So
you know,
we will see.
You know, and some people, so like Mortal Online 2, you know, I think I can't remember what the town is called. Haven, I think, is the newbie town, but like they actually bought the buildings and like that world from somebody who made those assets in Unreal Engine. So I mean, that, like, what you're saying is not really far fetched. It's like a real thing that people do, even for like big games like that, you know.
Bobby told me that recently, well, I don't know if it's recent or coming up, but MO2 is moving to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
So they're getting a massive graphical upgrade, so
and it's already great graphics.
Yeah, I might check it out. We'll see.
Yeah, cool. Well, okay, so that brings me to my next question. I mean, what other games are you excited about? Like, are you playing any other games? Are you looking forward to another game? Are you going to stream it? Or are you just going to play it offline? Or
all right, so recently, God, this had to be 4 or 5 months ago now. There was a really, really good sale for Assassin's Creed, and I couldn't overlook it. It was 14 or 15 games for $85.
Whoa! So
I decided then and there, I bought it, and I was like, I'm gonna make this a goal because it has all of the games, almost all of them. So I'm gonna play through all the games I've never played before or don't even remember, and then I'm gonna play it up until Mirage comes out, which is coming out in October. Yeah, so I want to try and play through all the Assassin's Creed games just to refresh my memory or just learn stuff. So I'm excited for that. I've been playing that. I'm on the 4th game right now. I'm very slow. I'm getting very distracted.
Is that Black Sail?
It's Revelations.
Oh, okay.
So it's when Ezio is an old man.
Oh.
It's the last one he's in. The only other game this year that I'm so excited for is Starfield. And I know it's a Bethesda game. It's going to be shit. It's going to be so buggy.
It's going to be
But
badass.
I am fucking set, dude.
I think it's going to be badass because it's a Bethesda game.
I saw Owen in my chat a couple weeks ago, and I told him, don't be mad, but I'm not going to play UO for like 2 months. I'm just going to stream Starfield because I can do it. I can stream Hogwarts Legacy on max settings, ultra, everything, and it's smooth butter.
That's good.
Smooth as butter. So beautiful. I am prepared for Starfield. You guys are going to get to see an Amish man go to space. That's all I'm saying.
I'll do my best to be there, but you stream during the day.
I stream weird hours. I do have.
No, they're good hours. I just work. Yeah.
I am gonna. You guys are just not gonna hear from me unless you're in the stream.
I get excited when I see you stream on a Sunday. I'm like, yes, and then I get to hang out.
Well, about that. So, I've put 2 and 2 together that apparently some of our PvPers have jobs during the week, so they can't play during the week. So they all come on the weekend. So I don't play UO on the weekend because I don't like dying even more than I normally die. So now I play other games on the weekend, and that's when I stream other games. So currently, I've been streaming Halo and Assassin's Creed on the weekends. Maybe some Shiv 2 or Battle Bits. I just got that the other day.
It's like the Minecraft-looking Call of Duty, right?
Yes, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
People are freaking out about it, but we play UO. We're used to shit graphics, dude.
Yeah, I never
It's literally... The game is designed for shit computers so everyone can play it, and it's so over-designed that it makes AAA shooter titles like Call of Duty look like shit, dude.
So kind of like how Outlands makes World of Warcraft and games like that look like shit.
Yeah, like
yeah.
It's ridiculous how good the game is. And if you can get over the hump of the Roblox graphics, then it's just a shooter, and it's fantastic. So
yeah,
I'm not far into it. I'm probably level 8, and I suck at it, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Is it the same thing where like the more matches you do and how well you do, you get more experience and you level and unlock like a different magazine clip or something?
Yeah. So in the game, there's different templates. So there's like a medic, an engineer, and all that stuff. And they each have their own gun classes and everything. And the more you use a gun, the more attachments you unlock. But you also level up and get different armor and equipment and just tons of random shit. Sure. I literally watched a guy jump off a roof yesterday with an RPG and shoot a helicopter out of the sky.
That's cool.
And I'm like, I can't even run in a straight line. I don't know how that guy just did that.
It's great.
That blew my mind. So it's a fun game. And it's like $15. Anyone should buy it.
Yeah, I think the first person I saw playing it was It's Kill Switch, which I haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's doing well.
He's in my guild, and I haven't seen him in ages.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right, so last question here, like who do you think should be the next guest on the Pwncast? Like who's somebody you think would be a good person to sit in the hot seat?
Oh, man. So I did give some thought to this.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want some of the old heads to come back. So maybe Trammy, if you could get him. Solrix. I don't even know if he's alive anymore.
Yeah, where he fell off, bro. I miss him.
Dave, if you're listening, where the fuck are you? He's fantastic. Jester would be a good one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you guys are on the same time schedule, but Jester's a fantastic thief. He'd be interesting. Sweet. So he could get more recognition so people can actually know who he is. He'd be a good one. There's a lot of good people. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to choose, but I mean, the most relevant ones that you could probably get would be Sweet and Jester. I don't know if Trammy or Solrix would show up, but I do miss those guys.
I'm pretty sure Solrix deleted his Discord too.
He's in my Discord. I see him all the time, but Trammy, he's big time dad right now, so I keep seeing him on Instagram, and that's literally it.
Well, he's been playing
anymore.
He's been playing more. Yeah, he's been asking a lot of like template questions in the Outlands Discord and stuff. So I think he's getting a little bit more time as he's catching groove of his 5 children.
Yeah. Another one, Bobby. Bobby would be interesting. But he's just another loud Dexter. So yeah, I don't know. So I would probably say Sweet or Jester if I had to choose.
Awesome.
They're both fantastic people. Jester is not the shit on you, Stone, but he's kind of a better thief than you.
He's good. He's good.
He is very good.
Yeah,
and I think he has the same migraine issue that I have, because it's always hit or miss if he's actually live when I get home. But if he is live, I just sit there, eat lunch, and I watch him.
He used to pretty much stream 8 to 5 Monday through Friday every day, and he kind of, I mean, it happens a lot, man. People go hard and then they start to.
Yeah,
hopefully he's not. But yeah,
I don't know how people could just sit there for 8 hours and steal. It just, I don't know how you guys do it. It just, for me,
I play 2 hours, and then on the weekends I'm drunk. So
I think my thing is I got so just mind fucked from banning bots all those years that I just, after that codex grind, I can't play more than like 2 hours unless I'm in a group.
Sure.
So that's why my UO streams are so short, because it's just can't do it.
I get you.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, man. Tell everybody what your socials are, where they can find you, all those good things.
I really don't use social media. I mean, I got an Instagram. I just post random Midjourney stuff. I don't know the link to it.
Okay.
I'm not a social media person. I do have the Twitch, but I don't have the link up. So maybe you can put that in the description.
It'll be there. It's Amish_Hammer, right?
It should be.
Cool.
Unless something changed. Yeah. I just literally here on Discord, and that's about it.
Awesome. Well, shoot, dude.
Than you, unless you want my YouTube, and then I post videos once a month, maybe.
Of course. Yeah.
So I don't know
what is that.
What is it?
Okay, I'll get it. Figure them out and send them to me. Figure them out, DM them to me, and
I will.
They go right below your name, and
I will. So yeah, cool. I mean, I do plan on making more YouTube videos. I think the next one I might make a breakdown on the Thieves Codex, because it's confusing a little, because there are skills in there that don't 100% make sense. So I might.
Oh, I get it. Every time I do a backstabber template video, every time, it doesn't matter if I say it 4 times or if I say it 1 time, they always go, "Don't you need snooping? Or don't you need this?" And I'm like, here's the button. Here's the time where we talked about that. But
dude, I understand. So my first YouTube video on Outlands was testing out my original backstabber, literally 3 years ago, and how to do the countdown that I used to have.
Yeah.
So I know when to shoot. I still get messages today from 3 years ago.
I know, man.
Like, how do I get this overhead thing? I'm like, dude, they have a built-in countdown system.
Yep.
Now. Can you believe that?
Do you look at dates? Do you look at dates?
Yeah. So that's why I started trying to do like patch note reads. So now, hey, on this month, this patch came out. Maybe you could read that, and I'll talk to you about it.
It won't matter, man. Trust me. I get at least a DM a week over Necro Bard Archer. And like, hey, I'm like, bro, come on, man. It doesn't work. Let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I was a real big fan of those loot trains. When you do that, I still get messages from Demise people. I've been on Demise in 5 years, maybe.
Yeah,
they're like, dude, how you got that Shadow Striker thing going? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I don't have the script anymore.
Wrong server.
Yeah, dude, I haven't played there in ages. So
awesome.
I love stuff like that.
I really do appreciate you being on here, man. I was really excited to reach out to you, and that you said, yeah, sure, sounds great. You're a wealth of knowledge, man. Guys, I know you all have, but if for whatever reason you haven't, I mean, make sure you go hang out with Amish on his streams. I think he streams most weekdays and some weekends at like what, like 8? Oh no, 11 a.m.
So I usually during the week I try 2 p.m. EST.
Okay.
I might go earlier, but I usually do 2 to 5ish.
Perfect.
And then maybe if I'm feeling frisky, I'll do an after dark one.
Amish After Dark. Those ones are kinky because he always wears his suspenders and pantyhose. In game.
I like that you were naked in my hot tub the other day.
Yeah, I just left him there.
Yeah. I was like, who keeps fucking like burping upstairs? I found you. I was like, I might as well join in. I want AFK with you.
Yeah, and then I think Boo Whip took a picture of it and posted it, or somebody did. But anyways, awesome, man. I appreciate you, buddy. I'll see you soon, guys.
I'll see you around.
Everybody else,
thanks for having me.
Yep. Pwncast Gaming out. See you guys next time.